had an interesting morning so far. Now, this is after the primaries here in New York for mayor. Zohran Mamdani won. My reaction would be like old school. Yeah, like that. Old school Puerto Rican New Year's Eve, where we would get a pot and spoons and be like clanging the pots and pans, like Happy New Year. You know, you'd be like, bah, 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 out your window, you know, out of your fire escape. That's what I felt, because I stayed up till like 12, whatever, to hear Zohran Mamdani give his speech. I was so happy. I still am very happy. I'm concerned about him and his safety. I am. And I don't feel so optimistic about how the Democrats are going to support him. It was a good feeling today as I'm making my lunch. The thought comes how I felt comforted by the fact that he did win, feeling safer than usual as a New York City trans woman. I find that I've taken it for granted when Biden was in office and I felt a little safe. When Obama was in office and I felt a little safe. I want to make sure that when someone that I want politically, that I vote for wins, that I appreciate fully and be in gratitude and not take it lightly being who we have now running the country. So I pray for them, really, that they do the right thing. You know, and I pray for Zohran, that he gets into office and he attempts to fulfill his vision. I hope we get the opportunity to have that happen for us. That would be so great. I decided this morning to try to recapture how I felt about myself. Last summer at this time, I had longer hair. It was magenta. I had my 32G breasts, which I don't have anymore. What I have now are breasts that are still healing. Starting to get back to the gym almost at my regular routines because I did have surgery. Yeah, I was right back. Right back where I started from. And where I was is what I hear lately about the pretty girl advantage, commanding the advantage effortlessly. It took me only 15 minutes to do my makeup. It seemed to have been well appreciated on 6th Avenue for that whole entire stretch. And I guess I want to talk about that too. Just a little bit of makeup and a little bit of outfit coordination can make such a big difference. Curly hair or blowout hair or flat iron hair. But I believe the makeup thing is important, that I got a little juiced up to go out. And it was nice to meet the men that I've met today. It was really back to back. I met an Arabian with the food carts that they have here in the city. I've met a few of them and they come up with the same line, but they're very cute about it. I think a lot of them are looking for a woman to get married to get some citizenship. They want to marry you right away, right on the spot. They want to kiss you, then marry you. Right there on the Ave. It's crazy, but they're beautiful men. They're very handsome. This one was too, very full and stocky the way I liked them. I'm glad I didn't kiss them. I'm learning. 20 feet later, there's a security guard that manages the property there on one of the high rises. He was watching the whole thing. I felt he could probably hear what was going on. And I think he was happy that I didn't take up any of the offer. Because as soon as I started walking, then he started talking to me too. 52 years old, man of color, very dapper, nice little tie, the suit like they gotta wear, that's their jobs. They gotta look good. They gotta be on the guard. He was quite charming. We had a great conversation. His name is Julio. He was Jamaican and Trinidadian, I think. Nice textured hair, stocky. And he tried to kind of asked me out, and I was like, I'm not dealing with anybody right now. And he's like, yeah, I'm focusing more on myself now too, focusing on God and, my health and all that. I don't think the first two took to the truth that I am trans. It usually happens that men don't perceive me as trans. But the conversation with both was good, especially bachelor number 2. He was married twice and he's now a single man, living in New Jersey, but works in the city. And quite a catch, actually. For whatever reason, I don't know why I didn't take his number either. I think what I got from him, a bit like the Arabian guy, I knew what the motive was there. And this one was sharing about his marriages. and how they didn't work out. I would come home from work and she's there watching TV. She wouldn't have at least a meal for me when I got home. A lot of what didn't happen is your fault, I told him. I said, you got to set boundaries. You got to talk to your wife. Let her know what you need. If you don't tell her, she's not going to give it to you. He kind of jumped back a little bit when I said that. That's your fault, not hers. All these unspoken pacts that we make in relationships, right? I just assume. And it gets me nowhere assuming that they know what I want. Unless I put it out there, I'm not going to get it. And he said something else. I said, that too is your fault. It's your fault. He's like, oh. And he's like, do you walk this way often? I'm like, yeah, when I go to the gym. So maybe I'll see him again. I thought it was so interesting. And as he's talking, he's getting all excited or something, and his tie starts to veer off. I said, let me be a nice woman and fix your tie. He was smitten, honey. He was smitten. I fixed his tie. It was so cute, This is a man of color holding down his job. The woman is to support him, and he is to support the woman. You help your man out, honey. Girls, stand by your man. Girl, like the song. Stand by him. Stand by him. If you're with him, stand by him. If you can't stand by him, leave him. Leave him. Let him find a new woman that's going to maybe, hopefully stand by him. I don't like reeling dudes along, which is why I think at this time in my life, I don't think I'll ever meet a man who's going to satisfy all of Soraya's needs. I think my tastes have varied extensively since transitioning, and even now not having the breast implants. There's some other things going on that's really letting me know that I don't think one man can satisfy all the areas of my life. Things that are important to me that I no longer want to feel shame about, that I want to explore with some humans. I just don't think it can all come from one man. So then moving a few blocks more, getting closer to my destination, to the gym, I noticed this young man of color. I think he was sitting on a fire hydrant. Not a good sign. But I could tell he was cute. And I could tell he was eyeing me the whole time. Usually when I can tell, I'll look and I'll smile, but I didn't want to feed that one because I could tell he was really young, maybe in his 20s, early 20s. He comes up to me. He followed me. It was like, hey, I wanted to say hi. I noticed you. I really admire your aesthetics, he says. I'm like, oh, you admire my aesthetics. As I looked at him, very dark skin, very smooth skin, braces, very white teeth, textured hair like little braids, done really nicely, very smooth complexion. I love that. Love that. I admire a man who will take the initiative to go up to that person and say, listen, I find your aesthetics are working for you. And I really admire that. I so do not understand, like Zohran Mamdani met his partner, his wife, unhinged. Like, I always wonder why straight people, they need an app. I could see queer people utilizing an app, but I don't understand why straight people need to use an app. When this gentleman, all three of them, were able to engage. Because I think if I reveal to these three men that I'm trans, it's not going to go anywhere. But if I look like this and was cis, I don't know about being married, but I sure would be doing something else. I think a lot that I would like to do, I don't get to do, because the guys that come up with the best lines to me are the cisgender straight men. Oh, his name was Blossom. Blossom for a black man. Oh, he was cute. He was on the thin side, but what a face. What a face. And trans mama don't have no gripe on color. I say it every summer. I don't understand why straight folk have to use an app. Why? Why can't you just go up to a man or a woman and let them know that you find their aesthetics pleasing? Is it possible that we can get together sometime? And how do you feel about exchanging numbers? Something so easy and simple. If I was a straight man or woman, oh my God, I would be making moves like left and right. It may happen this summer that I'm going to start telling men when I see them, instead of me staring at them. You know what I mean? I want to just take the risk and say, you are a very handsome man, and keep it moving. And Zohran is a very attractive, smart man. And why wouldn't he be able to meet somebody outside of an app? Are you kidding me? I'm just glad that he won. It was nice to see his parents. They must be so proud of him. See, that's what I admire. You know, when I was 33, I had still my own business that I started when I was 20. The guy that I was dating, Sam, who I did a video on with his the emotional incest that I feel like was going on. He's 29. Same nationality as Zohran. Same look, but my guy, Sam, was chunkier. But him being unemployed and a really smart guy, like knew about so much in the short time that we were getting to know each other. We were having these amazing conversations about a lot of different things. So to see Zohran at 33, it is so possible that he could be an excellent mayor. You know, they talk about his age. That's bullshit. He's amazing in my eyes for what he is saying to me, stating what he can do for me as a New Yorker, and just the whole communication that he had with us. He won over Cuomo. I think that it's a good example for young people to see that at 33, you should have your shit together really nice. Whether your parents, or one is a filmmaker and a professor at a college. My parents weren't a professor or a filmmaker. My parents had their own business. They were working it. And I saw how hard they worked. I decided to work hard too and have my own little record store while I was drinking and eating boxes of cake and buckets of fried chicken to get by. But I had my own. That was my own store. That was my key. I paid the rent. I paid for everything. I look at Blossom. I don't know how old he is. And I look at Sam, like I was initially using as an example. Not working. Your mom's maybe paying for everything. Like, what the F, Sam? Come on now. You have to really look at it, because out of the three gentlemen I could have gave my phone number, the one that was most appropriate for me was bachelor number 2. The one that was 52, for whatever reason, he really didn't. I'm becoming aware that when I had my record store, young men younger than me wanted me to mentor them and teach them how to DJ, because I had made a name in the community as a mobile DJ, battling other DJs in public parks in the neighborhood. And I was really good. Closeted, but people knew already that I was queer. And I was up there with the roughest and the toughest of the DJs competing, didn't care. And I was probably one of the top 3. So when I opened up my record store, these, young guys came to me and said, can you teach us how to DJ? Can you mentor us? And so I did. And I always found that fascinating. They ended up being really good DJs. And then 2 of them ended up working with me long term in my record store for years. So I guess Blossom reminded me of the young guys that would approach me and liked my aesthetics as a DJ. And I would take them under my wing and I would teach them. I kind of felt that with Blossom, and then me wanting to save some guy. The same dynamics with Sam and his mom. Blossom could be the sunsman to me. Do you know what I mean? I have to watch what I say, because I might be creating the same dynamic with a younger man. He's not my biological son. There's a big difference. But I have to examine why I seem to be attracted to those younger dudes who could probably use a little guidance. Why can't I hook up with a guy with money and the 52-year-old that has his own place? I find that so boring. Or maybe he just didn't have the aesthetics fully. But I know when I looked at Blossom's face, I was like, oh my. Just such a very smooth complexion. And I'm amazed by all the humans. But some of them, when they come with that face and that skin and a smile and an approach and an energy, there's an energy there. So Blossom got me. Zohran got me. If you're watching this with me, let's hope and let's pray that he's divinely guided and protected as he moves forward with his message of being a politician for all people for New York City. And so I hope y'all too are divinely guided and protected in your lives. Just for today, because I don't know if any of us are going to be here tomorrow. And that I'm divinely guided and protected too, just for today. The hairdo is working. The kind of pink brown lipstick is working. And I can walk to the gym and walk to the grocer and go up 4 flights of steps to get upstairs. I'm good. Got a little bit of money in my bank account. Yeah, you see the honk horn? That was like an affirmation. But I hope y'all continue to support my channel, and I hope y'all stay cool this summer. Always remember, no matter what my hairstyle, lipstick color, breast size, trans mama always loves you. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.